Here it is. Hi guys and ladies, you know, my special friend Miss Lulu Cheeks told me that she would come over for dinner if I could make gyros, or gyros as we should probably say. I told her, no problem. Well, I don't know how to make gyros. Don't you need one of those big stand-up rotisseries? Well, I looked up online all the ingredients. I figured at least I'd get that. Then I went to the store to find the ground lamb, tzatziki sauce, the lettuce, the tomatoes, and onions. Well, I did a lot of research, and one guy on the internet said the best type of gyros or gyros were the Greek American kind. He had it all figured out so that the meat would be a bit crispy, as if it had just been shaven off a rotisserie. He seemed the most educated about this, so that's why I'm getting right into it. As you can see, I'm finely slicing a little bit of sweet onion. Well, I think these 3 items are enough to garnish with. Now I'm going to get the lamb meat out of the refrigerator. Here's a pound of ground lamb that we found in the supermarket. It's nice and red. First, a teaspoon of salt. Here, I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons of oregano as they say on the other side of the ocean. I'm going to rub it in my hands first to release the aroma. Okay, I'm just going to do the usual mixing. Okay, so that's what it looks like. So far we have our salt, pepper, and oregano in there. Well, according to this guy on the internet, we're supposed to keep the seasoned meat very cold. It has to be quite cold, so we're going to refrigerate it for, well, a couple of hours at least. So while the meat is chilling out, let's get the next 3 ingredients. Now when that cold meat comes out of the refrigerator, it goes into a food processor. But in the food processor, we're supposed to put chunks of onion. It doesn't have to be done perfectly here, because it's going to get chopped up anyway by the food processor. This is eventually going into the meat mixture. The directions say 1 clove of sliced garlic goes into that meat mixture in the food processor. That ought to do it. Looks like it's growing roots. Now in that internet article, the guy said to add 5 slices of bacon in 1-inch cubes. This is to add fat content, texture, and flavor and all this. But according to him, it doesn't add the flavor of bacon. Well, by now the meat is cold. It's been over 4 hours. I'm going to get that out, and I'm going to warm up the oven to a mere 300 degrees. Now I'm going to put this cold meat, the onions, the bacon, and the garlic all into the food processor. It's been about a minute now, a little over. Wow! Wow, it's like creamy sherbet. Well, let's line this baking sheet with some foil. I'm going to use non-stick, but I don't think you need non-stick. I don't know. Now I'm going to try to spread this meat mixture onto the baking sheet, just the way the directions called for. I see a couple of bacon chunks that weren't processed. It's about 8 inches. You know, I just had to clean up, you know, with that food processor flinging meat everywhere. Anyway, I had this in the refrigerator for a while, but now I'm ready. I'm going to pop it in the oven and I'm going to bake it for 30 minutes. And we want an internal temperature of 155 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll have to look it up for centigrade. So let's get going. I've checked this bad boy's temperature and it was between 159 and 160, a few degrees more than optimal. But I'm going to let it rest now for 15 minutes. There's another step coming, watch. Well, you can see I've transferred this to a cutting board. While the meat mixture is cooling here, I've cleaned the baking sheet and now I'm lining it with clean foil. Now it's time to cut the meat into gyro-sized strips. I'm cutting these as narrowly as possible so that it looks like it was just shaved off the rotisserie. That ought to be good enough. Once again, I'm thrilled with the aroma. So nice. Just like real gyros. I'm supposed to broil these strips now for 2 minutes. Oh my! Oh, smells great. It looks just like the gyro got shaved off the cone. It's got, well, maybe not exactly, but it's got, you know, just a bit of crispiness. I'm liking it. I've already tasted a crumb or two, and yes, gyros. Well, here I've got the pita rounds, and the directions say to put them under the broiler for just 45 seconds to warm and soften them. Well, you know, these happen to be low carb, only 7 grams each, so the whole meal is going to be rather healthy, I think. Let's put a gyro together here. How about more sauce? More sauce! They're messy. So what I've done is what the author of this article said. I've wrapped them in foil. And they're looking really good. Miss Cheeks is due. Well, guess who's here?
Oh, yes.
Miss Lulu Cheeks. Miss Lulu Cheeks.
Yes.
I mean Lulu.
Yes.
Would you like to...
There's a tiny piece right there.
Yeah, would you like to try that?
Sure. That looks so good. Yum, yum. Looks just like, you know, you shaved it off of a cone of lamb. Oh, delicious.
Is it?
Excellent. Yes.
Great.
Very nice. Good effort.
Lulu?
In fact, I think it tastes better than those.
Lulu?
I think it tastes better than what you get off the cone.
No, what I wanted to ask,
What?
would you like to stay for
Sure.
a game of Monopoly?
Sounds like tons of...
I mean, after dinner.
After the etchings, we'll do Monopoly.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for watching.
Yes. Bye-bye.
That's right.
Yes.
And the game is,
Is what?
it's in my bedroom.
Oh!